Hey everyone, it's Navia Robinson.
And it's me, Isaac Ryan Brown, and we are from Raven's Home.
Didn't even rehearse that.
I know, it was perfect. And we're going to be telling some embarrassing stories using these emojis.
Woo.
And the poop emoji was closest to me. Did you do that?
No. Okay, so I definitely felt like this in my craziest starstruck moment. Would probably have to be I met Shawn Mendes at like a variety party, and he talked to me. I was with my friend Sophia Wiley and a couple other people, and we were just talking to him. He was so nice, so like kind and
lucky,
really cool. But also on a musical episode, we had somebody on our set who filmed Glee. She was one of my favorite characters. Her name's Heather, and she was so cool. And
you were starstruck when you met Principal Wentworth too. He's from The Office.
Dude, I get starstruck when I meet a lot of people, and that Principal Wentworth, whew, I was elated. I love The Office.
I'm a huge fan of Kevin Hart, and so I got to go to the premiere of Night School, and I saw him and Tiffany Haddish, and I almost passed out. And not to mention that same night, I ran into Ludacris in the bathroom.
Whoa.
It was a very interesting night. I tell you that.
That was the best night of your life.
Yeah, it was a good thing I was in the bathroom. Oh, that's where this emoji comes in. In our schoolrooms on set, we have, each of us has our own computer. We have our own desk and everything. And so our teacher, Sissy, she went to help them in their room. Mm-hmm. And so while she was gone, me and Jason, we may have gone to GG Kids, a website where you can play free games or whatnot. That may have been something that happened. And she came back with my mother. Ah!
I mean, he has to be a good kid for that being the worst thing that he got
I
caught.
never thought that I would get caught.
Playing math games.
This was me when I was doing it, and this is how I felt when I got caught.
It was Raven and Chelsea waving the bra around in the living room. It was about like privacy and whatever, and it was like my training bra essentially on the show. And I couldn't handle myself in that scene. I was laughing so much. This was me that entire time, but internally, because I couldn't say anything, that didn't last for long. I definitely ended up laughing, and I definitely ended up actually tripping. I was walking, doing my lines and everything, and I ended up tripping over Raven's foot and fell into the couch with Annalise and Raven, and then at that point, it was just all laughing from there. So.
One of my biggest bloopers, it wasn't even on camera. It wasn't on camera, it was during rehearsal. We were rehearsing and we had to run in, but I don't know why, Raven locked the door. So I ran in and ran straight to the wall. I said, ugh, and I fell down and all they heard was boom.
Yeah.
So this was me the entire time. I was like, why is the door locked? That's so weird. What is it doing? What is it doing? And so I tried to, yeah.
And this is me, because everybody thought it was that.
Okay, yeah, that was what happened.
Yeah.
My most embarrassing audition moment was when I auditioned for Broadway. I forgot everything I had rehearsed, all my notes, the pitch, and everything. And I went and I slaughtered Hakuna Matata, but not in a good way. I killed the song. It meant all worries for me.
Okay, for me it was definitely singing too. That's where my nerves really come in, because singing is just one of those things that I love, but in some situations, depending on the song, I'm a little, nervous about when I do it. And so it was just voice cracking, basically, constantly out of nerves, because you can control your nerves when you're acting, but when you're singing, it's more vocal.
I feel like I can talk my way out of a situation in acting. Like if they're like, oh, you must line, oh, whatever, I can talk my way out of it.
Yeah, you can improv.
But if you suck when you're singing,
in this song,
you can't just talk your way out of that.
It doesn't work, And so it's just voice cracking and being like, oh, that was not good for me.
Yeah.
That's it.
Then the dude who I was auditioning with, he was like, I've never heard anyone sing a song that terrible. That's what he told me.
Did
and I was like,
really?
He did. And I said, well, can you give me some, can I try one more time? And I did, and it was better the second time, but he was like, on Broadway, you only get one shot, and it was constructive criticism, but when he told me that, it's kind of how I felt.
You were like this.
It was like this, yeah.
Well.
It was on my birthday. It was my first birthday on set ever, and we got into a cake fight. Raven dumped my head in the cake. I smashed the cake in Navia's face, and then I tried to throw a piece of cake at Raven, but it landed in the set. So
No, that was when you tried to throw him. You tried to smash my head into the cake, and then the cake flew into the set. Our producer Julie was like, What did you just do? We
No,
were
no,
in
no,
the
but
set.
but there was another one right after that when Raven was getting ready to
Oh,
when
right,
we were
because I
walking
left
off
the stage
stage.
because I was sad.
You left the stage, and then I was about to smash it, and it went right in your set. It was like, and so Raven was like, run, 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 run. I said, deuces. I was gone. I ran literally to the other side of the stage, and then I was outside the set.
And I was like this because my hair was ruined and my face was not feeling the sugar. So.
I was gone. This is my entire. I was like, peace.
Yeah, the apology came later the other day when he wasn't afraid of me anymore. One moment just happened the other day. I was at like this fashion party basically, and I was talking to somebody, but the music was really loud, and it's somebody I never met before, right? And I was trying to have like a conversation because I really wanted to talk to them about something that we had like mutual, liking in. And we just couldn't hear each other, and that is one of the most awkward conversations to have when you can't hear somebody. So you're trying
What'd
to
you
be
say? What?
like that. Prime example.
What?
Awkward. It's
Oh.
not good. Not good. We don't want one of those again. And so that was recent, and I replay it. I've been replaying it since.
Earrings for how long? No.
And it makes me feel like that.
When I was like 7 or 8, technically, I want to say I was 12. I was with this girl, right? And she had a brother. And so I wanted to impress her by impressing her brother. I figured if I could get on her brother's good side, I could get on her good side, right? That's what you would think, right? So I brought my four-wheeler out of my garage, and we went to the park, and I was driving my engine. I was like, vroom, vroom, vroom. So I took her brother on a ride on my four-wheeler, and we were like riding across the park. And so there was this hill. So I said, okay, after this, I'll take him back, and then, this will prove that I'm cool.
Yeah.
And I fell off of the motorcycle, and I burned myself on the engine. That was one of the most embarrassing moments of my life. She was right there. She saw it. She's obvious. She saw me.
Yeah, you good? You good?
She saw me, Navia.
Just let it out. It's not like we don't have like time restraints or anything. It's not like that. All right, moving on.
Okay. At the RDMAs, me and the rest of the Nintendo Switch squad, we had to open up. And so we messed up the first time. We were the only.
I was there in the audience.
I don't even think we messed up. I think it was some like engineering thing. But how embarrassing is it for the first time you go on to have to do it again? No one else messed up before us. So we were the first mess up of the night. We went on too fast. They queued us in before it was actually time. And so we all were going on at different times, and they were like, in the middle of our speech, they were like, stop, stop, stop. Hey, go back, go back, go back. We were like, what's wrong? They were like, go back, we have to do it again. I was like, okay. I think that has to be one of the most embarrassing things ever.
I think it was when I almost fell down on the carpet. I was in heels. You gotta get used to those things, and it was not fun, not good. And also, when you're on carpets, they're not just taking pictures, they're also recording. So there may be a video of that. Enjoy, folks. Look for it. That's all.
Navia Robinson falls on carpet. When I was in school, I was the best student ever. I never got up and left class. I was never talking. I always finished my work first. But I was like, wow, Isaac, you were such a nerd. Isaac, why didn't you do anything? Why didn't you explore? So it's probably the fact that all the rest of my classmates had fun except me. I was always doing my schoolwork and trying to get extra credit. Yeah, I think that was.
So that was your fashion.
That's not. You know what? It was fashion too because I always came in the sweater with a tie.
Oh, got it.
It was.
And you regret that. You would have came in like athletic wear.
Exactly.
Done.
I wanted to be that kid.
And you weren't.
I was not.
Too late now. I walked up to a couple people, Liza Koshy, she was super sweet. Some other like athletes and really dope people, so I felt like this. I was starstruck once again. But it was a crazy carpet, a good time. We'll definitely go again next year.
At the Kids' Choice Awards, it's the exact same thing. I was walking on the carpet and Sky had just passed me and I was talking. And I just waited a little while. I don't know, I guess it was my football tuition. Odell Beckham passed me on the carpet. Bro!
Actually, I think he was on the carpet with me too. Like not next to me.
Bro, I got to take a picture with Odell Beckham. That has to be one of the best carpets I've ever been on. But I think what was embarrassing though is that I walked right up to him. I was like, "Yo, Odell, can I get a picture?"
Desperation.
Switch
at its
the
finest.
emoji. I was such a groupie. It was not good. But I met Odell Beckham.
And that is the positive. of it
That's
all.
that's the spin on it.
Right. Woo! Thank you guys for joining us for our embarrassing stories. We had a lovely time.
Yes.
Make sure you subscribe to 17. I do.
And you guys
It's
can
really
catch
good.
us on Raven's Home Friday nights, 8 o'clock p.m. We will see you guys.
More
later.
episodes coming to you soon.